Minister, thank you so much for joining us on Fox and Friends Weekend. We appreciate it. We're going to get to your book in just a moment. But first, one of your signature issues is taking a hard stance on Iran and Iran obtaining a nuclear bomb because of the existential nature of an Iranian bomb to the Israeli state. Well, we're learning now that Russia is seeking hundreds of ballistic missiles from Iran. They've basically built a full-fledged defense partnership. What does it mean if Russia partners fully with Iran?
Well, it's bad news. And I don't think it's a defense partnership. It's an offense partnership, because you see where these killer drones are being used and how they're being used. I think that's very worrisome. That's one of the things that, if God willing and coalition building succeeds in a few days, I'll sit down with our people and see what we do about it. But you know that I think this highlights the fact that we have to do everything in our power to prevent Iran from developing even worse weapons. That is, the weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons that could threaten not Israel. They threaten you, because Iran says death to Israel, death to the United States. And we certainly don't want to have them have killer drones and give them to anyone, but you certainly don't want to have them have the ultimate killer drones, which are ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear tipped, that could reach any city in the United States. I think stopping Iran is my first and most important mission in coming back to office.
Well, and Prime Minister, staying on that, the Biden administration has been relying on Russia to negotiate the nuclear deal with Iran. What message does that send, sir?
Look, I'm going to speak to my friend of 40 years, President Biden, with whom I have had a deep friendship, but also some important disagreements. I think the JCPOA should be put on the shelf. That is, I don't think a nuclear deal with Iran should be done, period. It only will pave Iran's path with gold, with hundreds of billions of dollars of sanctions relief, so that they can both export their terrorism worldwide, but also build their nuclear arsenal. And understand that this deal, it's not merely that they'll cheat on it. If they don't cheat, then within 3 to 4 years, they'll have unlimited uranium enrichment capability, which means that they can produce the cores, the nuclear cores, for 100 bombs. And that will place America and Israel and everybody else in great jeopardy. The only way you can stop a rogue state from becoming a nuclear power is by the combination of crippling sanctions and a credible military option, which you should be prepared to use if the threat doesn't work. That's how we stopped Saddam Hussein's nuclear program, Syria's nuclear program, how you stopped Gaddafi, the same Gaddafi who sent these killers to bring down the Lockerbie plane. Why didn't he produce a nuclear weapon? Because you threatened him with military action. North Korea was never threatened, so it created a nuclear arsenal which can threaten now half of Asia and soon the western seaboard of the United States. And Iran is still out there. Iran is 50 times more dangerous than North Korea because it is a theological thuggery. It has an ideology that seeks to dominate and subjugate all of us, if not annihilate us altogether. So we must not let Iran have nuclear weapons. The nuclear deal is bad. I think it's momentarily off the table because the true nature of the regime has been exposed. I don't think anyone in Washington, I hope, is currently thinking of actually cutting a nuclear deal with Iran. They won't keep it, and if they will, it'll be just as bad.
And whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my